I think it's funny that I initially made those beds to separate the boys and the girls, and then that's exactly where they went to bed.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that's what you did. You can assign people beds specifically.
I didn't
if you
even
click
do
on
that. I was just like, oh, I
Yeah.
should make this bed a little further away for the lady. It's all very,
She
you know,
doesn't- And now she doesn't want it.
Lucy and Ricky.
Okay. Hilarious. Well, okay.
So now I have, so should I go to architect and make a bed?
I wouldn't yet, because our next. So now that we sort of have that, the two things we need to do now is we need to build some cover for our storage. So now we want to actually think about like some base planning.
I keep wanting to. Okay, so what do I need to do?
So we want to. So sort of the primary spaces that we need is we need a bedroom, we need a kitchen / dining room, we need a fridge, and eventually.
Well, we have some
workroom and
bones
a rec
of a
room.
building. Shouldn't we just kind of like finish this building at the top here?
Yeah, no, we absolutely can. And so it's just sort of like now you get to play architect.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing structure, right?
Yep.
And I want to build a wall, right?
Yep.
Out of wood.
Yep. Yep.
And what about when stuff's in the way, like trees and rocks and stuff?
They will automatically deal with whatever's in the way.
Right.
So like if a tree is in the way, they will cut it down. If there's a rock in the way, they will move it. You can also click and drag if you want to do it quickly. And then the only thing you have to be careful of, you can only do straight lines, yeah. The only thing you have to be careful of is that rooms have sort of a maximum size before you need to start adding support columns.
Okay.
I think that size is like 10 or 12, 13 tiles. And so now what do you want that room to be?
Oh, I guess I should make a door somewhere, shouldn't I?
Probably.
And then how do I define the space?
That's up to you.
No, that's
You
what
define the space by whatever you put in it. So like a rec room becomes a rec room because you put recreation things in it. A work room becomes a work room because you put working tables in it.
Right.
A bedroom becomes a bedroom because you put a bed in it. Like that's literally what defines the rooms.
So
Like
should I make...
There isn't a zone you can make that does that.
Oh, okay. So should I make... like a... How do I make the kitchen? Shouldn't that be a priority?
Yes. I mean, so the only like I said, the only thing that defines a kitchen is a stove.
Right.
And so if you want I would recommend building or at least mapping out your cooler first.
Okay.
And then building your kitchen next to the cooler.
Okay.
Because the amount of time it takes people to take things out of the cooler to cook, it doesn't matter a ton, but it makes a difference.
Okay. So I have to make another wall, or...
Yeah, so my suggestion would be I would make a kitchen, like, because these walls are so weird,
Mm-hmm.
like, I would make a little kitchen, like... Do you see my little
Yeah.
spots? And then you can make the cooler be the larger part. And then we can marry these two rooms once we get to that point.
Saving. Okay, so why don't you do that?
Okay. So while I'm doing this, you need to tell our colonists to go chop down some more wood because we're going to run out real fast.
Oh, okay.
And so wood chopping is under the orders tab.
Where's the...
under
Orders.
architect.
I can't catch them.
You do not have to assign them specifically the tab.
What do I do?
So orders, so I think I talked about this a little bit. So if you just want things to happen generally, like chopping and harvesting and whatnot, you just click on the order and then like chop wood, and you just select the trees you want chopped. And then your pawns will go back to their little work schedule and say, all right, I'm done with this task. Is there anything to grow? Is there anything to cut? Oh, hey, there's something to cut. So then Lloyd will start cutting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sweet.
How come it won't let you cut some trees?
It won't let you chop trees that are not ready to be harvested.
Oh, that makes sense.
You can cut them. Like if you go to the plant cut instead of chop tree, it'll let you do that. Also, if you want to just cut a lot of trees at once, you can just click and drag.
Oh, okay.
And don't be afraid to.
Will it
just chop a
automatically
large
do
amount of trees
things
down.
in the?
Yeah, like the stuff inside the base, because once they start roofing it, they'll start automatically cutting them down because a tree cannot be in the way. Thing. Remember my basic.
There. Should that do?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Now what?
I'll unpause. They will go.
So you made
they
the
will hop
kitchen,
through.
and then this refrigerator is next to the kitchen, the bigger space?
Yeah.
And then we'll take down these walls and marry the kitchen and make a bedroom over here?
Sure.
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe make the bedroom somewhere. Maybe.
I mean, we also don't have to have the stockpile zone there. Like we could get rid of the stockpile zone.
No,
and
I
put
was
bedrooms
just gonna
over
make
there.
a bedroom down this way.
Oh, down that way. There you go. Okay.
So I guess I'll.
Because there's no right or wrong way to do base structure. Like there are ways that I always do it, and the ways that I always do it are very slapdash. So like, just because I do it one way doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Oh, are we way too close to this? I might have to move the cooler. Oh crap.
Because you're this venting thing?
Yeah. The vent is important because once we get to geothermal power,
We'll need it.
we'll need it. Crap. Well. Shoot.
Now, is it good to make separate bedrooms?
Yes, you should always make separate bedrooms. I'm gonna put this whole thing up to at least. Shoot.
And can I move these beds that are already existing, or?
Yes, you absolutely can. When you click them to highlight them, I wouldn't worry about moving them until the rooms are built. But when you click on them, one of the options is reinstall.
Oh, right on. But I have to build a bigger bed for my new lovers, apparently.
They do want a double bed.
That's what I say to that.
I agree.
That's weird. This music isn't terrible.
I love the music. I think it's wonderful.
Kind of very soothing, at least. Oh, so you move the refrigerator up?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then if things start moving too slowly, we can always kick up the speed.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We haven't talked a lot about just general things that are happening in the world lately, because chess is not a game to really chit chat during. I don't
It's
think it
not a very
was.
good chit chatty game. Yeah.
No, this game lends itself more to chit chat, don't you think?
It absolutely does.
So a lot has happened. I don't think we've talked about politics for a while.
Oh joy.
I mean, a lot has happened since we were talking about politics. Like now we have Joe Biden in the White House with the first ever woman vice president. I'm not gonna lie, I teared up when I was watching her being sworn in. Absolutely teared up. It happened. It was a magical day. A day that has come far too late in our nation's history. Not to be marred, of course, by the Capitol riots that occurred on January 6th. What are your thoughts on the Capitol riots, Diva?
I don't know. I remember at some point someone saying that, violence is not the way to protest, and that someone else signed an executive order that said if you damage federal property, you should get a minimum of 10 years in prison. So
Waiting for those.
I think it's pretty open and shut, right?
It seems pretty open and shut to me. They damaged federal property.
You spend
and
10
monuments.
years in prison. I mean, that sounds pretty open and closed to me.
But I was exercising my First Amendment right, Diva. There's a difference.
There is, and it's the difference is that when you exercise your First Amendment right, you are not to be persecuted by the government for what you are saying. Unfortunately, that does not mean you are exempt from the consequences of your actions.
What? You mean free speech doesn't mean I can say whatever I want and nothing happens to me if I, that cliche adage, everyone's like, oh, you can't say fire in a crowded theater?
It means you can say whatever you want, but it does not mean you are immune to the consequences.
Aw. That's only for other people. That's not for me.
If your job wants to fire you for participating in the riots, they have every right to.
And they have. People have gotten fired over this. They should be.
Mostly thanks to Republican-driven legislation for right to work.
Yep.
Ironically enough.
What? You mean right to work isn't a good thing? No, because it's all about favoring the employer and not the employee. Because Ohio is a right to work state.
Yeah.
And so you are at will employment, which means your employer can fire you tomorrow, just as long as it's not for all those protected status reasons.
They don't have to give.
They don't have to give a reason. They can just fire you. Because right to work is all about favoring the employer and not the employee.
Which does go both ways, but I think in the end, like, that actually hurts small businesses far more than anyone else.
Do I need to cut down more wood?
Yeah. We will never have enough wood. I always try to keep a stockpile of about at least 1,000 wood. Mostly because it's one of those resources that, like, trees grow so fast.
They do it?
Oh, we should also. I would set up a grow area because we need to start planting some rice now.
Well, yeah, I'll move some trees around and how do I do that?
So grow zones are under the architect zones area.
Okay. Growing zone.
And I would plop it down somewhere.
The stockpile's here.
Yeah.
So somewhere over here?
Well, because you want to be careful because there's this like granite area, and so that won't grow anything.
Right.
Because you can't plant in the rocks.
I kind of figured that.
And you want it to be decently large enough area because once we hit winter, you can't grow anymore.
Well, don't you want it to be closer maybe to the stockpile, so maybe up here in this area?
You actually want it close-ish to the fridge.
So
because that's where it's all going to go.
Maybe here closer to a source of water?
Water is irrelevant, ironically enough.
Whatever. So I'm gonna make it over here, behind the
Okay,
refrigerator.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And so I would make it like 10 by 4,
Oh.
10 by 5. Because we only have 3 colonists, and if you make it too big, it becomes incredibly unruly to manage.
Oh, that's fair.
Maybe 10 by 10. So here's a good one. If you already create a zone and you want to make it bigger or smaller, get rid of the zone thing, because now you just made 2 grow zones.
Okay, so what do I do?
Which is fine. But the easiest way to do it was just delete your bottom one. So if you just click on the zone, like delete is one of the big options.
Oh. Okay.
And then click on the top one, and one of the options is expand zone.
Oh, right on.
And then like just click and hold on the bottom left corner, and you can just drag down, and it'll take that existing zone and we'll expand it to wherever you want it to go.
Oh.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So now we want to define what we want to grow. The default is potatoes. We don't want to grow potatoes. We can grow potatoes, but the fastest growing food is rice.
So how do we do that?
So do you see where it says plant, potato plant
Yep.
on the bottom? Click on that.
Oh, right on.
And it'll give you the options. And so rice is the fastest growing. It produces the least, but it grows the fastest.
So we just plant rice through the whole thing?
Yep. Once it doesn't, once you click that, it sets the whole thing to that. You don't have to do anything else.
Oh. Did I do that?
Yeah, yes you did. So now that whole grow zone will plant rice. And so now, because we've already established a grow zone, we now want to make sure that they are going to till that soil.
How do I... And so that's a...
And that is under floors. Because they couldn't figure out where else to put it, apparently.
Okay.
So you just click tilled soil, and then you just make that the same size as the grow zone. Perfect.
And then they'll do that when it becomes a priority in their day?
Yep.
Weird.
So I imagine TJ will get to it pretty quickly. No, Lloyd will get to it pretty quickly.
Oh, look, there he is. He's like, yeah, it's time to do this. Let's go. Today I am enjoying some mango Ceylon tea. It's a Republic of Tea. It's delightful. With my usual sweetener of honey. In case you're all desperately wondering what tea I'm drinking today. And you're not, and that's totally okay. I don't care. I was just sharing. Saving. But I guess like most of my inner circle of friends are...
Oh, shoot.
What?
Hilarious. I accidentally built a wall in the middle of the walk-in.
How'd you do that, honey? Thought you put...
I just forgot. So when you're building a freezer, it's best to make basically an airlock.
Oh, right on.
Because you want the temperature inside to stay as consistent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so you build an airlock to make it less likely that the temperature will escape. And I just built a wall in the middle of that airlock. Not helpful.
So now you have to deconstruct?
Yeah.
And then build a hallway there?
No, deconstructing makes a hallway.
Oh, excuse me.
And then at some point we'll put wood floors in everywhere.
Oh, they're getting their bedrooms built. That's nice. Getting a roof over their bedrooms.
Which is funny because they haven't installed the doors yet, so they can't even put the roof over the whole thing.
Interesting. No, I was saying that I guess, I don't want to say lucky, but it's just the bulk of my inner circle are of the liberal persuasion. as are yours, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sandra had to go nights. What's TJ doing? Does he need less sleep?
I think both TJ and Sandra are short sleepers, quick sleepers. Yeah.
Right on. What's Lloyd doing over there?
Cutting trees.
Oh, right on. What's Yahoo up to?
Chilling. Being a donkey.
And so we didn't have a lot of... I don't even know where I was going with that conversation about. Just a lot of backlash, people like inner circles debating the Capitol riots versus the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests that happened last summer over the murder of George Floyd but I no longer have them on Facebook, but I had some Facebook acquaintances, I will call them, because we're not friends, because I haven't seen or spoken to you in 20 years, so, right?
Yeah.
And that really want to argue that they're the same, and what do you say to people, Devo, when they want to make that argument to claim that what happened to the Capitol riots was the same as Black Lives Matter protests over last summer?
I mean, a lot of it is like is how it started, right? Like most of the Black Lives Matter stuff was hours and hours of peaceful protests that broke out into violence, usually because some force decided that they needed to not be there anymore, and then it devolved into a riot from there.
Right.
Whereas the Capitol riot sort of started as a speech and then transitioned directly into a riot with no outside. Why are we being right back?
What?
What'd you do to the stream?
I didn't do... Oh, I don't know.
How long have we been like that?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be paying attention.
That's amazing. Oh, I think I tried to use directional keys and used hotkeys. That's amazing.
Boy, we've probably been sitting like that for the last hour, haven't we?
I don't know. You'll have fun editing.
Oh, something.
Sorry. I forgot about the hotkeys. I'm so used to using those as directionals. Okay.
And speed up the net. Nobody will wait.
And then I just got so into what we were doing over here that I just totally... I forgot to build out that corner. Oh, there she goes.
Well, I mean, they haven't made doors yet, so they can't
I know.
get inside there yet.
She's finishing is she cutting down trees or building?
Yeah, well, you have to remove crap out of the way before you can build. So, because there's a tree there, she has to cut the tree down first.
Oh, TJ's up now. Oh, I think he built a door.
No, he just punched a hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm. What's the red Z mean?
It means someone's interrupting his sleep.
Oh.
This is why bedrooms are important.
Right. Because he needs more sleep than the other two, right?
Yeah.
And so when those incidents happen, when there's usually... Why is it doing that?
What did you just press?
I don't know.
Just press left. You don't have to alt out of it. Are you bumping your keyboard?
I don't think so. My hands are on the same things. Oh, maybe my mouse wandered over there? I don't know. What's Sandra doing?
Hanging out. Playing horseshoes. Oh, we need to move the horseshoes.
Where are you moving it to?
I don't know.
Over by the grow zone?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just watching.
We were highlighting things. Oh, is she tilling?
Yeah.
And so you say you can, does it tell you what she's doing when you click on her? Building
Yeah.
tilled soil. Building tilled soil. Well, that's fun. Lloyd is still sleeping. Saving.
God.
What?
Not making sandbags or traps.
Oh, Lloyd is up. Did
We
he
need
go?
guns. We need none of those things.
He went to eat.
Yeah. So the next thing we should probably build is a table, so that people can stop. What? What did you just do?
Me?
Yeah,
I
you.
didn't do anything.
What did you press on the keyboard?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
So you don't have to leave the window to change it back. You should just be able to hit left arrow.
I was just trying to follow the character.
And how are you doing that? Because you pressed
With-
something and something
Well,
happened.
I don't know.
So tell me what you pressed.
I don't know.
How do you
I
not
don't know.
You're like not watching your hands when you're doing this?
Well, sometimes they do things on their own, out of memory, right? They have a muscle memory of doing things. Who are you talking to right now?
I mean, press WASD.
That's what I'm
See what
doing.
happens. No, like do it right now. Just to see what's going on.
WASD. What are you doing?
What you're doing?
Mm-hmm. Construction botched. What happened?
Means their construction skill was not high enough.
Oh. Don't they need to remove some of this rocks and stuff?
They will when they start planting.
Oh, okay. Oh, here comes a turkey.
Yep.
Do we need to be worried about the turkey?
No.
Do we need to tame the turkey?
If you would like to tame the turkey. So the next two things we need to build is we need to build a butcher's table, a stove, and a dining table. There's a table.
Well, why don't we, can we straighten out some of this construction?
Sure.
Or make a table here, because we're going to move these beds, right?
Yeah.
So I'll move these beds.
Well, you only need to move one of them because the other one you need to build a new bed.
Right, I know. How do I, so I clicked on the bed, how do I move it? Reinstall, right?
Correct. Yep. And then if you want to rotate beds, I believe
Yeah.
it's E. All right. Yeah.
And then how do I get rid of the other two beds then?
You can just uninstall them because we'll be building more bedrooms at some point. But if you highlight it and then click uninstall, they'll pick it up and move it to the stockpile.
And then I need to build a new bed, right?
Yep.
I need to build a double bed?
Yep.
Or a royal bed?
I mean, I don't think we can afford a royal bed.
I need to make it out of wood.
Yeah, because the royal bed requires gold. We don't have any gold.
Okay. Do I need to put anything else in the bedroom? Does the donkey need a bed?
You could make the donkey a bed, although I don't think we have anything that can make an animal bed.
Oh, okay. Animal sleeping spot?
You can designate an animal sleeping spot, and they will sleep there.
So do I right click on it or left click on the thing?
Left click to place.
There. I designated this little crook over here an animal sleeping spot. Okay, so now we need to build a table.
Yeah.
Do you want to build a small table for now? Like a 3x3? Can they sit?
So a 3x3 is a gigantic table.
Oh, so just a 1x2?
So you should probably start with a 1x2. And then I generally put the table in the next to the freezer because that's where all the food's gonna be. But you don't have to. You can put it out there.
I thought we were going to put the kitchen in that middle area.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I would put the table sort of away from the door because you want the butcher table and the stove next to the door.
Oh, I was just going to put it down here.
That's fine.
We need chairs?
We will need chairs.
Can I make a chair turn after I've built it?
You can, but it's easier to
Wait till it's built?
move it before then,
Oh, well,
because you can just cancel it and.
how do I...
So just highlight it and click cancel. And then the fastest way to build another chair is to highlight one of the other chairs.
Oh, that's fine. We only
Build
need 3
copy.
chairs right now because there's only 3 people, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yep. And then we need a stove.
Is that in furniture or is that in something else?
Production. Products.
So we need a fueled stove or...
We would like to use a fueled stove because we currently do not have electricity.
And where do you think, like...
So I always put the stove perpendicular to the doors so that it's literally they walk right out the doors to the stove.
Okay, I don't understand. Well, I don't understand why there's a chair with the stove.
So that is where the person sits to use that item. Or stands. Because that just means it's something that requires someone to operate, and that's where the someone stays.
Okay, so then I need a butcher's table.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what?
Now... That's a pretty good question. Now we should probably build something to power the cooler for now. Actually, now we should probably enclose our stockpile
Okay.
zone, because all of our
What
stuff's
was that
sort of
noise?
rotting.
Need defenses, need colonist bed, need meal source.
No, that was Sandra failing to build a chair, apparently.
So we need to make walls.
Chairs take so much work.
Right?
Yeah, so you literally just build walls. Make sure you're building wood walls
Yeah.
and not stone walls.
Saving. Well, now I have to do it again. Thanks, saving.
And then I would just add some extra doors.
On the outside?
Yeah, because it's the stockpile zone, and you just want to make sure they can get into it relatively easy.
good.
Yeah, that's great.
Need defenses. So what do they need? Do I have to build like an outer wall, like a compound?
I don't listen to defenses. Defenses are dumb.
Oh. We have a visitor. Who's the visitor?
We do. Thome.
Civil servant from
Thorn.
Theodora is visiting the colony. She is named Harper Crowley.
What was this friggin' bureaucrat walking through our area?
Harper? She's visiting. I just told you who she was.
Oh, that person has a very different name.
Really? What's your person called?
Acadia Thorn.
I don't see that person online.
She has a shotgun.
Where?
Just hanging out right in front of our area.
There's a cougar out here. Do we need to do something about that?
No, because there's enough smaller animals that it's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, Harper's got a gun. She's a bureaucrat. She's 48.
Funny. It's different.
Hmm?
So that's funny that the name is different.
She's just hanging her out.
Yep.
And so then TJ and Sandra will now automatically just go sleep in the double bed together.
Yep. Yes, they will.
Interesting. Oh, look, the donkey went to sleep where I told it to. That's funny. I mean, it's where it's supposed to go, but I just... But they didn't, because TJ went to sleep in the other bed by himself.
Yeah, because TJ is not.
Yeah,
Oh.
TJ charms Sandra. They want a double bed.
Then you need to assign them to a double bed.
Well, how do I do that?
How do you think you do that? If you wanted to assign someone to a bed, how do you think you would assign someone to a bed?
Click on the bed.
I would start with the double bed, because you have two people wanting to go to that bed.
So I click on the bed.
And then what do you think you click that next?
No, I don't know.
We'll read through your options. What are your options?
Set owner.
Set owner. And then because it's a double bed, you have to set two owners.
Is that what I did? Sandra and TJ in the double bed.
Yep. And then we kick people out of their bed, wake them up. Lloyd, cripe, son.
He just went to sleep on the floor. Well,
So sometimes when they get confused like that, the easiest way to get them to do what you want is just sort of pause the game, click on them. When you click on the pawns, one of the options you have is to draft them, which means that you can then directly control
the
them.
little hearts coming off of them mean they're doing it.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes, it does. They get a mood buff from that.
Where do you see that buff?
It is under their needs tab. It is the got some lovin' mood buff.
Oh God. That's funny. Oh, I'm out of tea. Crap.
So now our next step, like a lot of our stuff is built now, we need to build some power.
Okay, how do we do that?
So the most efficient power for us to build right now, because we don't have batteries.
What's this bureaucrat doing? She's coming into
I
our
don't know.
place while people
Yeah.
are asleep. I don't like that. Get her out of here.
You can't, unless you want to like capture her or fight her.
Is she eating our food?
No, she's eating her own food. So anyway, we need to make power.
Okay.
And the easiest power we can make right now, it'd be a wood-fired generator,
Okay.
which is located under the power tab. I think the best place to put it.
Where's the power? Oh, shut up. Okay, power tab. Wood-fired generator. Okay.
Best place to put it is probably right under the kitchen.
Like right here?
Yeah. It's not a great place, but... And then click the power conduit, and we need to run power over to that cooler and by near the bedrooms. The fun thing about power is you don't have to run power conduits directly to things because they will plug into power conduits from a pretty long ways away. The other thing to note is that power conduit is considered ugly, and so running it through walls is always ideal. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So I would start building your conduit in the wall.
Like that?
Yeah, and then just follow the wall over to the cooler on the left. And like everything, you can click and drag, make it a little bit faster. Click and drag also guarantees that it'll be a straight line. Yep. And then I would follow the wall straight to the right.
Do I have to like go up to connect it
Nope.
to the cooler?
They connect automatically from a pretty long distance. So
that's fine. And then
enough.
I have to.
Yep.
And then where else do I take it?
And then I would just take it straight to the right because you want to make sure you can hit both of the bedrooms. And if you just need to go in a straight line, clicking and dragging is the fastest way.
Like that?
That's perfect. And that's the basis of our cooler.
So now the refrigerator is this whole space over here.
Yep.
That whole, like a walk-in?
Yep.
Okay.
Once they actually deconstruct this wall in between.
Saving.
And then they connect the cooler. The cooler will keep things frozen. Because otherwise, like, plants tend to rot over the course of
Well, sure.
a pretty long time. Meat rots pretty quickly. Meat's usually like 2 to 3 days. Plants are usually like 15 to 30 days.
Sorry, Andrew says it sounds like you need better electricians if your conduit is ugly.
You're not wrong. But they just get grumpy about being able to see conduit.
Did I not build conduit here? Where there seems to be a space, or they just not built it yet?
That's where they built it already.
Oh, okay.
If there's ever a question of where your conduit is or isn't built, if you click the power tab, you can see the conduit that is built in blue. So if you click the architect and go to the power tab, all of the blue lines are conduit that is built.
Oh, right on. Oh, pardon me. We had a delightful breakfast or brunch today. We had some yummy pancakes, which I actually did make from scratch today. A lot of times I like to use Bob's Red Mill. It does like a 7-grain mix. You can just add eggs and milk and oil. Because I'm lazy. I don't care. But I didn't have enough mix, so I made pancakes from scratch. They were delicious, right?
They're delicious.
And then our week was mucked up. because we had training at work, and so I didn't have a weekday off. So we have to go grocery shopping later today,
Yay.
which is not fun.
No.
And
People are dicks.
it's true. They really are. Because we tend to live in a pretty selfish society. I'm not saying everywhere. I'm not saying all people. I said we tend to live in a selfish society. Where people only care about themselves. Which is sad. Which is basically how we're in this hot mess that we're in. Right? Because shocker of shocks, like the pandemic is still going on. People are still dying every day. People are still spreading and contracting COVID-19. And people having Super Bowl parties or bars having Super Bowl events this weekend is only going to exacerbate that. Because people don't care. Or people don't think that that the masks matter or any of this, because this is going to be just like the flu with all these other variants out there. And it's like, but it's not like the flu, is it?
So now we need to make, now that we actually built our freezer, we need to go into the freezer and make it a stockpile zone specifically for food.
So I have to go to zones?
Yep.
Ooh, excuse me. My stockpile. Do I select what it is after I stockpile, or
Yeah, you have to create the stockpile first.
do I just do the whole thing?
Yep, whole thing.
And how do I just designate it?
So then select the stockpile. Click on the little storage tab. And then of all of the tabs, there are a couple things we need to. So first click clear all, because there's a ton of crap in there we don't need to worry about.
I don't know where I am.
Did you click on the stockpile zone?
I did, and I highlighted it and made a stockpile.
And then did you then, after making the stockpile, click on the stockpile zone that you just made?
Okay.
Click on the little storage tab. See the little button that says storage?
Oh, God. Oh, okay.
Click clear all. And then obviously you want foods, so you're going to click the check mark on foods.
Okay.
Nope, you're going to click it again. You clicked it twice.
No, I didn't. You were doing
Why
that.
did it do that? Well, no, because it had this squiggly. Did you just click on raw foods?
Yeah.
So you want all foods, because meals are just as important. So don't break down the list. Just click on the foods. Because we want meals, we want raw food, we want all that other stuff.
Chocolate, hay, kibble.
So instead of clicking things individually, you can literally just click foods. And
I don't see where that's an option.
You don't see the word foods?
No, I see raw food and meals.
Did you scroll up?
Well, farts. I'm quitting. Just going back to bed. There. Allow rotten and fresh.
So shore up that. See, we don't want rotten, so unclick rotten, because we only want to allow fresh food. And then, under where it says raw resources, you want to click the arrow on the drop-down menu, because we don't want all raw resources. We only want some raw resources.
The drop-down menu was already dropped down. It says chocolate, hay, kibble, and...
Nope, not under foods. Like you can bring the foods list back up. The little thing next to foods, because I'm no longer talking about foods. I'm not talking about raw resources, which is its own tab.
Okay.
It's a little drop down.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Hold on. We'll deal with that in a second. Under the raw resources tab, you want to click plant matter.
Okay. That's it?
And then we want to go all the way to the bottom to where it says corpses.
Ew.
And we want to allow animal corpses. Because if you kill a deer, you don't want it
Right.
going to the regular stockpile.
Okay.
Okay, now we're done. So now we just got an event. What just happened?
Mad rat.
So this is a good time to figure out how to draft people. So I would
What the
grab everyone.
What's Sandra doing all the way out here? Gathering berries for hauling inventory. How do I tell her to do something?
So to draft someone, you just have to click. I would highlight all of them. The easiest way to do that is to just click and drag over their portraits instead of trying to like grab a giant swath of thing.
Okay.
You don't have to zoom out for their portraits. Their portraits are
I
always
know.
at the top.
Okay, thanks.
So you can just click and drag all of them.
I did
And then
that.
at the bottom, you'll see a thing that says draft.
Okay.
By clicking that, it means that you now have direct control over them. So they will stop whatever they're doing and will no longer automatically do stuff.
Okay.
And so we want to move them into a bit more of a defensible position. So I would position them like at the top of the base.
How do I do that?
So as long as you still have them all selected,
Mm-hmm.
just right-clicking anywhere tells them to go somewhere.
Okay, I did that.
And then we'll just let them go.
Where's this mad rat?
It's off to the left. Crossing the river here in a second. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, we never equipped. We never equipped anyone with the other gun. Uh-oh. Who's the other shooter? Lloyd.
Sandra's the shooter.
Lloyd, go equip the revolver. Where's this rat? Oh god, I lost it. There it is. Okay.
There's a guinea pig. Is this the rat that's mad?
Yeah.
Male, age 2, manhunter? Jesus. So did we tell her to shoot? Did you tell her to shoot?
She will target things that come within her range automatically. So they are shooting. Hey!
Oh, phew.
Lloyd killed the rat. Oh, this is good. So we now want to gather the rat and to butcher the rat.
Ew.
So click on the butcher table because we want to make sure they know to do that.
Okay.
And you want to click on bills.
Okay.
And then click add bill.
Okay.
And you want to click on butcher creature.
Okay.
And then we want this to be automatic. So anytime we hunt something, we want one of them to take those animals and butcher them so we get the meat and the
Okay.
leather, right? So
Yep.
click on where it says do X times
Okay.
and click on do forever. That means that this bill on this crafting table, anytime it's available, someone will do it.
Oh.
And so now the easiest way to release all your people is just double click on one of them and it'll auto select all of them.
Okay.
And click on undraft. Undraft or just draft again? Yeah, undraft.
And then that puts them back to doing their tasks.
Yep. And then they'll automatically go back to what they were doing.
They're eating. Or Lloyd's putting berries in the cooler.
Yeah, and our cooler is functional now. Although I think I need to put in one more actual cooler.
Do we still have a mad rat?
No, we killed it.
Well, why is it
Did you click away the
a local
alert?
rat has gone mad? It will attack everyone it sees. Close. Jump to location. So I just have to close that now?
Yeah, once it's dealt with, it's done. But the warning won't ever go away until you tell it to go away.
Oh, okay, right on.
There's Sandra butchering the rat. Saving.
Oh, that's violent.
And then from that we get meat and leather. Oh, so now we actually have some raw materials. We need to make some meals because we're going to run out of packaged meals pretty soon.
Okay, how do we do that?
So click on the stove.
Okay.
This is going to be exactly the same as doing the
Bills.
the bills. Yeah, so click bills.
Add bills.
You want to add bills. You want to add a simple meal.
Do forever.
We do not want to make simple meals forever because that will literally convert all of our food into simple meals, which means someone will literally just be doing that forever.
Oh, wow.
So what you want to do is do X, or do until you have X. I think is that what it says?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do until you have X. And 10 is fine.
So I just put, do I have to add 10?
Nope, the default is 10.
Oh, okay, right on. So that's it?
So that's it. So, who's the cook? TJ?
I think.
Yeah, so TJ will start taking the raw materials, so the berries and the rat meat.
Oh, excuse me. That was my first
and
yawn.
we'll turn them into simple meals. Now while we're doing this, we should probably put wood floors in the cooler and in the dining room and bedrooms. And then in the hallway as well, because what wood floors do is any floors, you move faster on floors and they don't create dirt when you walk on them, and they look nicer. So don't forget to do the floor under the butcher table as well. And then you only need to worry about open dirt floor on the, because you don't want to put floor where there's floor already.
So there seems to be, we just have to repair this floor that exists there.
I would just put in wood floor where there's raw dirt, because a lot of this limestone floor is fine.
Do I need to put in floor in this other storage?
Not yet. We might eventually, but
What about up here in this other room?
same thing. We will eventually once we turn that room into something. We'll.
Okay.
But we're doing the important stuff first.
Gotcha. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Time definitely passes a lot faster. Because we're almost, our 2 hours is here.
We are.
It is 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a good time to stop too.
Yeah. So that will be it for our stream today. We will pick up the Rimworld colony next Saturday at noon. You can check for videos and to find out how awful I am apparently at not using my arrow keys when they're hotkeys that have other commands that I keep forgetting about. You know, whatever. But yeah, tune into YouTube for our YouTube Rewind, which is Tuesday and Thursday. And you can always follow us on the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And of course, I always talk about our YouTube page. We're all under the Taculars to stay up to date. Eventually, I'll start posting again, you know, sometime soon. I usually try and a reminder that we're streaming on Saturdays. But you know, whatever. And Diva, are you streaming tomorrow?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He streamed.
I will. If Gumby can't stream, I'll probably just play more Isaac.
He played two rounds of Isaac last. 3 rounds of Isaac last.
I died on the first one. Very exciting.
Ooh, it's exciting. Were you playing random or were you playing Lilith? I mean, not Lilith. You were playing Eden.
Yeah.
He usually plays Eden runs because they're random. Like she starts with a random stats.
Only got another 2 months for the last expansion.
Right. We will be playing that when that happens. I'm excited about the Isaac expansion. Very much so. So until then, folks, please don't forget the 4 things that you need to be doing to help slow the pandemic. You need to be wearing your mask over your nose and your mouth wherever you are in the company of other people that do not live in your house, or sometimes even if they live in your house. Mask over your nose and your mouth, social distancing, wash your hands, and stay home. If you think you need to go somewhere, you don't. We don't go anywhere. We go to the grocery store, we go to work, we go to my folks' house once a week, and we come home. Well, twice a week if we take them groceries, and we grocery shop for them because they shouldn't be out grocery shopping because they are in the high risk category. Even though they've both gotten their first round of vaccine, which is great, they are probably still going to stay home, which is smart, right?
Yep.
So please do those things to help slow the spread of COVID-19 because it's still very much a problem and will continue to be a problem until we all do something to make it not be a problem. So there you go, my soapbox. I'll jump off of it and wish you all a great week. Tune in tomorrow, noon to 3 to see what Diva will be streaming and, have a nice Saturday. Talk to you next week. Bye.